quality time in the webinar today. So we'll be happy to even hear your questions, which you can keep writing in the Q&A box. And we'll also ask you questions so that you can also answer those. So if you look at India as an opportunity, and we have a very strong background and experience in the country, and if you look at also how the world is looking at India, this is the best time, and India is looked upon as a country which is the next big investment opportunity. So we have strong fundamentals when it comes to our economy, and consumption is something which drives franchising big time. So franchising, is directly proportionate to consumption. And if you look at how the franchise business has been growing, I'll give you some numbers and some stats to refer to. The next 10 years, it would be 10x of what it is today. So, and currently, if you look at the growth of franchising in the country, it is growing at a very, very fast rate. Almost 25% year on year is the incremental growth when it comes to franchising. And the reasons are many, and I will cite some important, reasons why this is going to become even bigger. So franchising is a huge market, is a big impact market. And why we say so? Because today, all your consumption, whether that's product or services that you're consuming, all that is coming from an environment which is branded. So everything that you consume is coming from a environment, be it the brands that we consume, and whether that's any industry, be it food, be it retail, be it wellness, the hotel, the hospitals, the preschool, the pharmacy store that we go to, the gyms that we go to, salons that we go to, every single industry has an impact of franchising, and it cuts across all sectors. And also globally, this is a very big market, which is approximately 4.8 trillion industry, which is even bigger than the GDP of our country. And today, when we look at the size of our franchise market in the country, we are the second largest after America, but our pace of growth is very, very fast, right? So the industry size in India is almost about 180 billion. And there are reasons which are attributed to this growth. One is consumption, because India has a massive consumption engine. Second is the formalization of consumption. As we see, the environments are becoming more and more formalized. We're consuming more brands than we used to maybe 15 years back or 20 years back. And third is also a reason which is important to put some emphasis on. There's a big growth in the service sector. India's growth has largely been fueled by a very strong performance of the service sector, which is contributing today almost about 52% of our GDP. And service sector is dominated by franchise businesses. Now, as the share increases, and also if you look at the top consumption categories in the country, they all come from service-centric businesses. And there is a big growth, fourth point which I want to make, there's a big growth in the first-time entrepreneurs in the country. India has a huge and a big legacy of entrepreneurship, and franchising and entrepreneurship, in fact, goes hand in hand. From the time that we started, it was not as big as we see today. But today, out of 100 businesses which are bought or sold by franchisees or entrepreneurs, 60% out of them are taken and bought by entrepreneurs who are first-time business buyers. So this is becoming a huge community, and it is only going to become bigger and bigger, every year. Another important point to also note is that when we look at opportunities for job beyond the top cities, cosmo cities, the metro cities, the opportunity for job becomes bleak, and for a high-paying job opportunity in smaller cities is even a very, very small percentage. So somebody who's looking for a opportunity in a smaller city, doesn't want to go out, needs a great income to be done. Franchising comes as a very big thumbs up there. So these are some of the fundamental things which, in fact, I wanted to point out before we take you through, what our proposition is. And before we even get you to the presentation and what the offering is, I'll also request, our chairman, Mr. Maria, to maybe
I think Sonia dropped. She was actually introducing me. So friends, I'll take over from here. Thank you for writing a lot of questions which are coming through in the Q&A box. And I think Sanjay, I and other colleagues of mine are trying to answer that. But before I start giving you a little bit of a summary, next 15 odd minutes, I would like to ask one basic question. What brings you here? Because that's very important. As you know us, we also need to know you. What is bringing you here? So please introduce yourself in the Q&A box. If you are a professional, which means that you're doing a job somewhere, write P. Just write P and maybe your city, so we know you're in job and you're working in that particular city. If you are a business owner, which means that you run a business, then write just B. So we know that you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you're running some business out there, and you can also use your city. If you are a management consultant, which means that you run some form of consulting, training, coaching, or any kind of management consulting experience you have, even learning and development, right? MC, just MC, so that I understand that you have some bit of consulting experience. And if you are in a career change, which means that you're not currently doing anything and you are looking for a new career, write C. 4 choices. First is P for professionals, B for business owners, MC for management consultants, and C for career change. And I'll look into the Q&A box because I want to know, one thing, I've been working for 31 years. One thing I've realized, if you don't know somebody, don't go further. So you need to know people well. And I do business like that. So I would open up everything you want to know about us at company, Franchise India, our group, our journey, my journey, Sonia's journey, Sanjay's journey. You can know all about that, right? Before you even think you want to have any association with us. Equally for us, we need to know you better so that we know where you're coming from, why you're attending this valuable time of yours, attending this webinar. That's very, very important. So let me welcome people. Salva Kumar, I was seeing you were the first one to write, so I like people who engage. Salva Kumar is a business owner. So welcome, Salva. I understand that you are from Tamil Nadu. So Salim, welcome. He's a professional and also management consultant. There is Trilok Chand, who's C, he's a career change. It's a good time actually. When you can reflect what you want to do next in your life, is the best time. I only got this time once in my lifetime when I started Franchise India. It was in 98. I was living in US and I got these couple of months where I was just exploring. And I was coming out of my telecom business and I wanted to do something else. And Franchise India happened, and which is now my life, and whatever I do is all about franchising. So sometimes when you are in that career change, it's a very important time. You can reflect. You can reflect what is next for you and what is happening in your life. I always say anything you do in your career has to match with your life goals. And people have different life goals and different objectives. And unless this matches, it will never happen. So Trilok, enjoy this time. Really, it's a very, very important time. Anya is also in the C. There is Aditya from Hyderabad. Aditya, you should talk to Tasneem. She sits out of Hyderabad. Bhavik is again C. Mansoor is another C. Gurpreet Kaur is an MC, which is she runs a business and also a management consultant. Great profile because people who know consulting would understand my language a little more. Sumit is a professional. Welcome, Sumit. And Darshan is from Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad, we also have an office for last 15 years. And Salva is working also. Then we have Krishnam, which is a professional. Then we have Mr. Raja. He has a website. It's called Prem Kumar. He has a Raja and website and a business growth agency, very close to what we do. There are 3 types of consultants in the world. One is growth consultants like us. Second is people who are specialty consultants, which are domain consultants. So, they would master one domain. And then there are turnaround consultants who can really recreate opportunities and so on. So we come in the first part, which is growth consulting. We can help people, companies, businesses, entrepreneurs grow. And I'll talk more about that. And Anand is from Nagpur. Again, a great market. Anand, I'm very keen on that market to expand. It's exploding because not so much of job opportunities in that market. If you really see, franchising goes even more in the markets which doesn't have job opportunities. Like, for example, Nagpur. Nagpur is a big populated city, old city, a lot of wealth, a lot of old wealth, new wealth, and now all the politicians from Nagpur. So, but not so much of jobs. So if people want to make money, they want to start their own business. And people prefer starting franchise over their own startup because franchise businesses are safe. You know that. And country like India, where 60% of people who buy a business are first-time business buyers. 60%, which means that they've never done business in life. So franchising even more fits because they don't want to go alone. They want to have some brand which they can bank on. So India, that's why it becomes a great market. One, we don't create jobs outside 6 cities. Second, we people want to prefer franchise over their own startup because they have no experience. So like say Hyderabad, Bangalore, we get almost every day hundreds of people who are working in technology companies, IT companies. They are tired of that. They want to start their own entrepreneurial journey, but they don't know how to do. They come to Franchise India and we help them to do that. Then we have Yogas from Chennai. Then we have Yogesh. Welcome. Sanjay, I'm quickly doing that. Welcoming everyone. Then Sarthi from Bangalore, 18 years of IT experience and in management consulting. So actually, India is the largest supplier for management consultants now globally. Out of 600,000 people working in Accenture, 300,000 are Indians, right? How we dominate the overall consulting world because we have good minds, right? Indians have good minds. We are very analytic, and that's why we are best in the class today. So Rohan Mishra is again. Then we have Mr. Chaudhary is a management consultant again. Jatinder Jain is that, and we have somebody from Manoj from Raigad. Again, same issue. Raigad, great opportunity, but no jobs. So people have to do something for themselves. The entire Chhattisgarh itself is like that, right? There's no jobs. People have to start something for themselves. It's very entrepreneurial. Everybody has to start. I mean, they might start a food restaurant, they might start a hospital, they might start a pathology lab, they might start a gym, whatever you want to think about. And what Sonia was saying, from as small as an opportunity of starting a courier service franchise, which comes to a couple of lakhs, to a JW Marriott franchise and anything in between, right? So it's a very, very big market. Then there's Saroj from Bhubaneswar, Anand is there, Mahesh is a consultant and advisor, and Ranjit is from Coimbatore, and we have Mahesh, who's a 15 years experience in mentoring, very close to what we do. So we also mentor entrepreneurs in their growth journey. So great. So great. Thank you very much. I'm very, very encouraged to see all of you being part of this. So I'll cover this into a little faster, and then Sanjay would go into full-blown presentation. But I'll talk about 8 things. And if you want to make notes, you can make notes. First thing, what do we really do? While Sonia gave you a lot of their detailed brief, but I'll simplify. We do 3 things. And these 3 things, first thing is we help anybody who wants to start a business, which means we are start your own business specialist. Now, ask yourself who you know does the same thing. There are so many consultants out there who would say, I can grow your business, I can grow your sales, I can better your technology, I can do this and I can do that. But they all address people who already have business. But what is the bigger demand? People want to get into business, right? Every home has somebody who wants to start a business, and there is nobody doing it. So we are the only company which is start your own business specialist. And when you tell somebody, even getting in the elevator, tell somebody that, look, you want to buy a business, talk to me. They are not going anywhere. They're going to come to you. So we do, the first thing is helping people start the business, which is a phenomenal demand and would continue to grow for years and years to come. Next 50 years also, this is going to be the biggest demand side, right? The second thing we do, we help businesses grow. Right? Just now I finished, my office is just next to Dubai Mall, if you visited Dubai. So in our Dubai office. So a lady came to me, she runs a store in Dubai, just one store in Dubai, and she has some digital business and she wants to grow. People are coming and seeing her business. She doesn't know how to grow and she wants to go everywhere because Dubai Mall gets the most, nationalities. People come there and people come and buy and then say, oh, where can I get this store in Europe? He says, there's no store in Europe, but I want to go into Europe. So I'm going to help her to now go international, not just in UAE, but go into other markets, including sometime in India, because she's in luxury space. So we help businesses grow. I can give you so many examples of hundreds and hundreds of brands which are now become iconic national brands, a great organization. Like look at example of a company called Eurokids. It's a preschool company which runs the largest chain of preschools in India. We went to them when they had almost 1 or 2 schools and they said, we can grow you. And now they're the largest company. Same thing happened with Ferns and Patel. Same thing happened with many companies. Same thing that somebody is from Chennai. So I can give you example of Natural Salon. It's now the largest salon company. We went to them exactly at that stage. So we go to founders and entrepreneurs and businesses which are at that stage and help them scale their business. That's the second thing we do. Now, India is a country of startups. Everybody wants to start a business and they want to scale. You can be when I started going to Dr. Pathlab, he was himself practicing in Connaught Place. He had no idea that he wants to build a big chain of a pathology lab. Now he's a public listed company, valuation sitting on market cap sitting on multi-billion dollar. So from that stage to building the enterprise to that level, that's exactly the journey we do. And they still continue to be our clients. That's the second thing. Third thing, we help people to exit. So we run a program called exit planning. So you're running a business, but your children don't want to continue with you and you are tired. And how do you want to do that? You don't want to even tell your employees that, look, I want to sell the business. They're going to leave you. You cannot tell your vendors that you're selling the business. They will stand outside your door. So they confidentially come to us and say, because you have so many investors, can you sell my business? So we value the businesses and sell that business. These 3 things we do: help people to start the business, help businesses to scale, and help businesses to exit. Now ask yourself, do you know any other organization which does all these 3 things? None. Not of our scale, not of our structure, and nobody does this. So we are addressing this huge demand coming from there. Now, second point, this is first one. Why do we are proud of our leadership, right? Not that people will not get idea. India, even if you open up a tea shop, next 15 days, you will find another tea shop copied from you and open up. So it's not that we are sitting in some kind of isolation, people will not like to copy. Because it's difficult to copy. Why? Because of size. Franchise India is the only integrated franchise solution company in the world. And that's how we are the largest in the world. Somebody asked that where do you exist? We run in 9 countries, 97 cities in India, fully integrated from running our own media, our own exhibition. I just finished the exhibition on this Monday in Bombay. 15,000 people came. And that day, day before, we had India final. And people were saying nobody would come. 7,000 people paid and came inside the entire thing. Not only from Bombay, but all over India. Right? And it shocked everybody. Because people can still check the score on the phone, but they will never miss owning an opportunity, right? Rather, I had 100 companies coming from outside also. That's a different case. It's unfortunate that we lost, but the show was very, very successful for us. So we do the shows. We have our own consulting team. We have a full brokerage team, and we are present across India. Today, if you want to buy a business in Guwahati, my person would reach out to you in next half an hour. If you want to buy a business in, say, Trivandrum, our team would reach out to you in next half an hour. That's what our strength area is. And not only just India, as I said, if you want to buy a business in Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, Mongolia, Bangladesh, in Dubai, UK, everywhere we have teams and organizational capability and so on and so forth. So that's where our leadership really comes in, because we are integrated. Our capability to bring these 2 banks, which are the 2 banks you have to work on. One is a bank which is called Opportunity Bank. So today, Franchise India has over 14,000 global Indian homegrown companies which are available with us. And most of them are exclusive. And second side, because of our infrastructure and marketing capability, our shows, our events, our magazines, our digital presence, you search anything on Google and say, I want to buy a franchise. 100% you're going to Franchise India. So that gives us phenomenal amount of database. We have about 10 million, which is over 1 crore investors who are working actively with Franchise India. Because of these 2 big banks, we are having that leadership and nobody is able to compete that market. But we are very conscious that we still have to continue to work, service our clients, go deeper with their engagement. Then only we will stay there. So I'm not saying I'm arrogant, where we reached. We have had a very humble beginning, but God has been kind. We are able to reach to a certain size and state. Now, third thing, which is very important, is how big is the demand? Why are we looking at new partners, independent franchise consultants to join us? Because the demand is much, much larger than what we have addressed. With 1,200 people team, I still feel we have not even touched 2% of this demand side, right? So I'm not even scratch on the surface, right? It's just too big a demand, and it is coming from all over. We get investors who come with early stage investors, we get mature family offices, we get large corporates. So everybody is a client. I'm addressing on one side the largest public sector company in F&B, which is coming to us and buying a very big, large multinational master franchise for entire thing. And I get every day a lot of people who come and say, I want a 20 lakh rupees, I want to settle my son, I want to buy a franchise for my wife and things like that. So from a micro franchising to a large ticket deals, everything is on very high demand. And that's why we're interested to bring in new partners with us who would become and run their practice and independent franchise consultant. Now, why IFC? This is a very important question. While we are 1,200 people, why 4 years back, I thought I need to have independent partners. While it was a risk also to me to share whatever knowledge we have built over the years with somebody who was not part of our team, right? Who was not part of my structure of a corporate structure. But it was very important because three things I always feel I was missing. First, the quality of talent. Like somebody said, I'm 25 years experience in the chat box. How do I get 25 years experience person who has understanding of market, understanding of his city, understanding of his culture, understanding of his structure, and 25 years sitting behind it? So that was my first trigger point. And how can I get high quality, top class people who can join me and work independently as a consultant, but they're part of franchise India? So that was the first trigger, talent. Second thing, which was a big problem with us, is that, like, for example, people who have my number for last 20 years, whenever they think franchise or somebody mentions in the franchise, even if you're going to a friend's party in the evening having a drink and he said, I want to start something of my own. I said, oh, I know this guy. And they would call me, right? And I've got sometimes my friends calling or people I know calling me at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock when they're enjoying a drink with somebody and says, oh, sorry to bother you, but I wanted to introduce you to somebody. Consistency is the key. And that's why we created this model, because once you become the franchise consultant in your city, you're not going anywhere. So if people want business today, tomorrow, or 5 years from now, you're going to be there. This builds network, this builds reputation, this builds credibility, this builds reference, right? So that's the point number 2. The point number 3 was ethics. If I have a young kid which I hire and he is working in Raipur and pressure comes from Sonia and says, what are you doing in this month? What is sales coming in? He will go out and wrongly commit people just to log in that sale. But you live in that city. You're not going to go there and you ever do that. You will always be looking after your own reputation. And these are 3 things which are so important that we said we want to have a strong network of consultants who would join us, and we will engage and empower them that they are able to do exactly what we have learned over the years. So this brings in how you make your consulting practice successful. So this comes on to, first, your question has to be asked by yourself. Do you have really in you that you can become a great consultant? Because everybody cannot be a great consultant. Because there's something which is very unique with consultants. They are thinkers, they are diagnostic capabilities, they are great networkers. They're people who have that basic thing. Not necessarily they're great sales guys. Rather, I have realized that sales is a counterproductive. They are people who are great listeners. They listen to problems and bring solutions. That's what consultants are about. So this question, I cannot answer for you. You need to answer yourself honestly that do you really enjoy consulting? This is something which you want to really start. And if the answer is yes, and you need to ask that multiple times, that is this journey I want to really do that? Like, for example, I work 365 days and I have no guilt about it. I enjoy it, right? Even if you give me a holiday, I don't want to take it because my mind doesn't work, right? So I have to do what I like doing. So that's something which you need to ask yourself, if this is something for you. And if answer is yes, then I can tell you what we can do for you. We'll do what I call MOST, M-O-S-T. M is mentoring. You don't know this business, but we'll mentor you. We'll mentor you, handhold you. Every month, every week, we have 8 o'clock call, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, where we discuss, we give you ideas, we get in structure, everybody joins. If we are one family, all my IFC partners join, about 150 of them. They all join, they all discuss, we all learn from each other. A lot of peer-to-peer learning, and we do special product learnings and so on and so forth. And then we bring in brands who would do their learning on their businesses. Almost every day, there is one brand training, which is happening. So a lot of learning has to be done. So that's mentoring. O stands for opportunities. So we'll give you opportunities on businesses and brands which would come to you. So when you start, the day 4th, which is the first 3 days, is physical training. And the day 4th, you're sitting on 500 brands active list with you, which you can start. So you're going to go to market. When you return back to your home, your next call you do, it says, I have 500 opportunities which I can offer. S stands for sport, where all our teams which are seeing regionally and nationally, Sanjay, Sonia, I are all involved in joint calls, joint meetings. We have a person who looks after drafting the proposals and working on that, because a lot of sport is required, especially in the initial days, because you've not done that. And the final is training. The heart of our business is training. And I, Sonia, are directly involved in the training. Every month we do residential training where we get you on place, book you in a hotel, 3 days, we take care of it. And we train you completely on 24 hours of extensive training, which comes to you. And then a lot of other collaterals, communication, videos, all are also given. And then we do refresher every 2 weeks on the training. So this is what happens. And once you're trained, we draw what I call the 3 stages for you. First stage is dependent. You don't know this business. We know this business. We'll help you to pass that first stage. It's normally 3 months. And normally my partners would do the business happening the second month, or even sometimes in first month. But 3 months, we have to handhold you. We work with you everything. Then what we call interdependent, which means that you know a lot of things, but we still continue to refresh and continue to master. And then you get into independent stage. I can easily say 60% of my IFC partners have already gone independent. They don't need that because they're now champions. But the 40% are still in between the first two. And that's where we need to align and structure that. So that's what very, very important. And the last point is, because I have to rush for another meeting now, I will have to pass it on to Sanjay to run this presentation, which is maybe a 20-minute presentation, which is very important, which you were asking for. And so last thing is that we are not in a hurry. I'm very proud that I've built the world's largest franchise consultant network. And I'm equally or more proud that I have the best minds working for us. And I'm sure my partners are also equally proud that they also got what they always thought from this, not just financially, but it's rewarding, it's fulfilling, and it's very satisfying what they do. So I don't want to spoil the party. I want to have only high quality people who can join us. High quality means high quality. I'm not picking up anybody who says, because our investment is nothing, right? We only take 4.5 lakh rupees. And that also we reduced because I didn't want to have people who come in with the pressure of say, oh, I want return on capital and things like that. I don't believe consulting is return on capital. Consulting is return on intelligence and return on involvement. So I call the 3 ROIs. The first ROI is return on investment. I'm not that. I'm return on investment, return on intelligence, and return on involvement. If you have intelligence and involvement, you'll make loads of money, right? And we teach you how to do that. Rather, I've never done a business with money because then I'm competing with anybody who has money, right? So I have no existence. And people always there would be somebody else who has more money than you are, right? So I would never be having a leadership because somebody would come and say, oh, I have more money than this guy. So I have always done business with intelligence and involvement, 100% involved and a lot of intelligence to bring in, right? So if you are the same way thinkers and you feel that you want to do that, then we will like to get through a 3-stage process. Stage 1, you will talk to our cluster heads. Stage 2, you will talk to Sanjay. And stage 3, Sonan also would join in. All 3 stages, you have all the right to ask as difficult questions you have. And we also have the same option. And after stage 3, we feel we can still work with each other. Then we'll shake hand for life. So friends, this is an opportunity for selected few, but I thank all of you who joined in. Because you would somewhere in life journey, if you're thinking about business or buying a franchise or doing anything, we will have interface, right? You visit our shows, come and see what we do, and we all would be able to do something meaningful. I always believe, even if you met somebody, like in the morning I was coming from the airport, this guy who was driving was from Kenya. So by the time I was from the airport to my hotel, I have visited Kenya many times, but I would never know what this guy would know about Kenya. So he told me everything, right? So we are in that business. We enjoy making relationships, talking to people, learning from them, understanding where they come from. And if you feel that you have the same liking, then welcome to the family. Welcome to Franchise India. We'll be more than happy to have you as a partner with us. Over to you, Sanjay, for taking it further. And sorry, I have to leave because I have to reach somewhere else. So I have to leave from office. So thank you very much. Thanks for your time. And Sonia, if you want to pick up some questions which are there, because I will leave, and if you want to really take up, then Sonia can help even more understanding on questions which I would have not answered. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you. And friends, I want to say that we've acknowledged every single interest that has come in. And I think one of our friends had mentioned if we have missed. So we have captured every single interest. And we'll also reach out to you offline. The next 15 minutes, rather, we want to spend on what the opportunity and the offering is. And I think this is a decision that requires a lot of understanding both sides, at our side, at your side. So I'll request we take you through what we have to offer. And then we all set up maybe one-to-one meeting with our regional teams and also the leadership and the management at Franchise India, so that we have qualitative discussion. So I'll request now Sanjay Bhatt to kindly take over. And thank you so much, Krishna ji. I acknowledge that you've come from Bangalore, and we also appreciate the experience that you come with, and you work with some of the leading companies in Bangalore. I think you've been consulting some companies already. So over to you, Sanjay, and friends, keep writing in. We'll be happy to answer as much we can in the time that we have.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And friends, please stay tuned now for next 15 minutes. We will take you through a presentation. So in the interest of time, we will not take all the slides. So we'll take some important slides today, and rest we will give you complete understanding once we are connecting with you one-on-one, and we will ask questions, and you can have all questions with you, and you can ask our cluster heads while they are connecting with you after the webinar. So what we are talking about, what is franchising, that we have discussed in length, what is franchising. And we have discussed the different parameters, different categories, sectors also in franchising. So today we have seen there are a lot of new categories which are evolving into expansions through franchise route. Because now the time is, if you have to expand, if you want to grow, you have to expand. So if you have to expand, there can be only two ways. One is that you spend your own, you invest your own company money, and it is going to be expansion through COCO model, which is company owned, company operated model. Wherein Bata, in fact, if you have a great example of Bata, which they were doing 10 years back, 15 years back, they were opening only company owned with company finances. Now, all the stores which Bata are opening are all franchise stores, which is FOCO model and FOFO model, which is franchise owned, franchise operated model. So we have different models in this. We will definitely talk, but you are somehow, somewhere looking for a partner to invest. It can be managed by the company, or it can be managed by the franchisee also, as per the business model. So we have technology, which is also now into franchising, and we have, if you see healthcare, we have a lot of new sectors coming out of this healthcare vertical and category, which are all franchise. There are e-clinics, which we have seen now going to open, and they are all franchised. If you see food is not now into only a restaurants or a fine dining. It has gone beyond. It's a lot of cafes and a lot of takeaways, and there are a lot of new cloud-based, which are kitchens, which are now into franchise. So if you talk about Zomato, so Franchise India also have created a business model for Zomato. So today you pick up any category and see top 10 brands, all done by Franchise India. Top 10 brands, anyone you take, and you'll see all of them are done by Franchise India. Today, if you see the auto sector, now EV segment is evolving and they are all looking forward for opening stores, all Franchise India. Now you need charging stations, all charging stations are also franchised. We are very proud to work with Reliance Jio BP petrol pumps. Now all these petrol pumps are also franchising. And we are exclusive partner for opening up their petrol pumps, which are all franchised. We work with Adani gas stations also, and charging stations also. Franchise India is opening their franchises. So this is how our sector by sector is. It is now more consumption, you see, and more franchising will happen. So that's where opportunity for Franchise India is growing every day. And that is how the opportunity for all our partners are growing further. So that's a humongous opportunity in franchising now we see. And Franchise India is, only solution in the market, only company which helps both sides, investor side also, and the brand and business side also. So what we offer tablet. So I'll give you some understanding on when you joined us as a partner, we will give you CRM access. We create a CRM for you, which will be tablet, starting with T for technology. We'll give you CRM, and this whole database which we will offer. We are not asking anyone to bring your data, your investors, your brands. No. If you have, that will be your plus point, but we all have with us, everything with us. We need only your involvement. Rest is there with us. So we will give you CRM and all database in your CRM. We will provide you Franchise India domain email address wherein you can use and represent you are from Franchise India. A stands for access to the infrastructure what we have. As we said, we are present in all cities. We have all offices, and it is available for completely for my IFC partners. They can come to our office and they can do meetings. You can choose to come every day, have your station in our office, use all internet to everything, all facilities, bring your investors, bring your clients over there. Our team will also support and help. And if there is any meeting which is going outside, our team will go and have a meeting with you, and so that we can close your businesses. And if you see talking about the B, it's a bigger part of us. It's a brands, which is opportunities. That's what is making us different. See, as we say that there is a lot of companies, they do copy to each other. Why there is no one who can do a copy to us is only because of few things which are very making us unique. Because opportunity side, it will take someone 25-30 years now if you want to start the same, to build all the opportunities on board. So Franchise India have got 16,000 businesses, brands, which are registered on our website, franchiseindia.com. That's our official website. But for any other new company, it will take years and years and years to build the capability of having all these opportunities. Today, we are blessed that we are working from a startup, which is a small, maybe 2 lakh rupees an opportunity in maybe the courier segment, up to Reliance. If you'll see, the industry lies in between these two. So we have everything, every company, every brand we can get for any investor based on their requirement and based on the expansion plans of that brand. So we are the only one where we have got all these brands with us, maybe run by any Bollywood actor or maybe by sports person or by anybody. We have that access today. L stands for leads. So we have 50 minimum leads, which we are providing you in your CRM, which is a guaranteed leads every month. So what you do is, these are all investor leads who are looking forward for starting a new business, but have no idea where to invest, how to select a right opportunity. So we, as a consulting company, will approach them, will discuss with them and understand their requirement, because every investor is unique. Then we take on board the investor, and these investors are looking forward for our support to build and structure a deal for them to get them into business. These are all investors who are approaching us every month from franchiseindia.com, from events, from other sources, that they have webinars or digital franchise shows, what we do, and they're looking forward for starting a new business. But how to choose? They have no capability, because there's a series of actions before you choose or select a right opportunity. There's a series of actions. So complete hand holding given by our consultant, because they need a consultant, they need a expert who can help them to guide them and then build a structure for them, and which is rightly fitted for your market, which is rightly fitted for your pocket, and absolutely what you have done, your capability, your experience, your profile, it should match. So we are all matchmakers. Rest, there is no investment you have to do on building yourself as a brand or for lead generation. There is no investment on this entire 3 years, which is our contract. You have no investment. All will be done by us. Next point is E. I'll talk about events, because these events, which we do every month, around 15 to 20 events every city, these are all free for all our IFC partners, and you don't have to invest anything. No investment from your side. Your access is free to all these events. You can also go to other cities to represent any brand. Only you have to come over. All the investment is done by Franchise India. If you're talking about from the venue, which is a 5-star hotel we choose, and we invite brands, we invite investors, we do all the promotions from our side. And when you represent us, any brand in that show, the business will go to you directly. So your investment is not there. Even if you are traveling to other cities, as we discussed, there are brands that sponsor your travel because they want you to work for that brand. That's where we have to build our capability as a consultant, that they promote us, they fund us, and they sponsor my travel also to the other city to represent that brand. And also they are going to pay us our consultancy fee for every closure which we are getting in. T stands for training. So we have 3 days extensive training program in our corporate office. And next, we have already announced the dates for the next training also, which our team members will help you to understand further. This will be 3 days training, and your visit to corporate office. After that, everything is on us. Your stay is on us, your pickup, drop, food, everything is on us. And it will be 3 days extensive training, wherein 1 full day will be dedicated by our chairman, sir. And then you will also see what kind of depth is in this, what kind of opportunity you can see. And having that 1 day training is absolutely going to change your world for sure. So these are 3 days which we are in, because we have multiple opportunities internally within the company. We have diversified businesses, different companies, all management company, people, CEOs, directors of different businesses also will meet you, introduce, and then give you understanding about their business. And our IFC partners are having access to all these businesses which we have, and you can also be part of those businesses being an IFC partner, and you can also sell those franchise, those businesses apart from our brands which are with us in terms of domestic opportunity. We have Front Global, for example, one of the vertical, which is international arm of our business. They work with Indian brands to take them to out of India to world, different countries. And if there is any country brand which is coming from maybe UAE, it's coming from Italy or any country, if they have to expand in India, they have to come through Front Global. That's what the business opportunity lies in. So we have more than 200 international opportunities, international brands with us, which Front Global represents, and all these are also open for our IFC partners to sell through. So that is also giving you a lot of brand opportunities, brand building activity. You as a consultant, that once we create your portfolio, we give you brands which are suitable for your market and also suitable for your profile. And you can also be custodian of that international brand, that it is only available through me. That's what we do the branding for yourself, for the promotions for yourself, being a Franchise India consultant. So what is my proposed structure of an IFC partner? So we have 4 tiers. First tier is IFC at the entry point. So when you join us, only we have to join at entry point. For everyone, it is mandatory to join as entry point IFC partner, which is individual role. And once you are at the entry point, we start working with you. And once you hit 15 lakh rupees revenue, so there is no target which is being given by our side. You have to set your target, how you want to make yourself as earning potential for yourself. You can set your target, and I'll give you more understanding on this in the next slide. So if you hit 15 lakh rupees revenue, which most of our IFC partners have done in 1.5 months or maybe first month or second month, so you become our IFC elite member. Since we are in the transaction business, we do deals for brands. If you do 15 deals, whichever is coming early, you also are qualifying for our IFC elite membership. And second, when you hit 15 lakh rupees revenue or 30 deals, you will become IFC Pro member. Why we have created these tiers? Because our model is open for all the partners, but there's someone who is putting more time. As we said, it's a return on involvement. So you are more involved, you are more giving time, so you want to grow faster, there is an opportunity. If someone is giving less time, not involved so much, and then you will grow accordingly. But there is an earning potential for everyone to decide where you want to go in next 2 months, next 6 months, 1 year, 2 year. And Pro member, you become, once you hit 50 lakh and 1 crore, you'll become our IFC Master. Now, IFC Master can take a 1 year. IFC Pro can take 6 months, but IFC Elite is possible in first month or maybe second month or third month as you are involved. You have to decide that how it is going to be for yourself. Now, how it is going to change your financials, how you are going to change your payouts, your earning potential by changing your tier, by changing your position, how it is going to help. So if we talk about payout structure, at base level, when you join, we have 40% sharing with you. Now, 40% sharing at base level, then you become 50% at elite, 60% on pro, and master, you hit 70%. So at master, you get 70, we get 30. At base level, you get 40, we get 60. But at this, you need to also understand what is my products, what are my revenue products. So we have 4 products. Rest, all the details will be given to you by our cluster heads one by one. But here we can give you some understanding that we are working with one side investors, one side businesses or brands. Now, these are the 2 banks which we have, 2 communities which we work with. So when we work with investors, we don't work free because we are consultants. Our product is time. When we are giving time to anyone, we charge for that. So would mean when we work with investors, an investor will have a lot of time from me. I have to consume time. I have to do a lot of meetings or discussions. So what exactly we do? We onboard that investor with us first. That is exactly called as IA product. So this is investor acquisition. Would mean that investor has to pay me some fee to come on board, and then I start servicing that investor. When I do a servicing that investor, that becomes IS product, investor servicing product. So would mean that first I'll take on board. There is some fee, registration fee, which we charge them. And then we start servicing. And then if franchisee is being closed, it can take a month, it can take 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. But we have to get a franchisee for only for the registered investor who is already on board with me. Rest, we do not work with those who are just taking information from us and not sure whether it is going to be converted into a deal or not. So that would mean this IA product, which is investor acquisition or investor registered client, once you do that, you are confident and it's a sure shot deal for you. It's a revenue for you. It's a guarantee that investor will not go anywhere. He will stick with you and take franchisee from your side only. And BS, if you see now, I stands for investor, B stands for brands. So from brand side, we have 2 products, which is BS and BD. BS would mean brand servicing fees. So any investor who is buying a franchisee from your side, whichever brand he buys, brand also have to pay us a servicing fees. And that is depending on opportunity to opportunity. And all these brands which we are selling are already on board with us. That we call as BD, brand business development, brand on board. So would mean when we work for a brand, we take them also on board. When we work for an investor, we take them on board. So brand onboarding would give you 20% separate. And first 3 products, which is investor registration fees, investor servicing fees, and brand servicing fees, your share starting entry point is 40%. And brand onboarding will give you 20%. Now 20% off, onboarding fees which we charge for a brand to work with us. And this brand, when we onboard, there's a fee structure which is absolutely standardized. We have 4 formats, 7.5 lakh plus GST to start with. Then we have 15 lakh rupees, and then 40 lakh, and then we have 75 lakh rupees. This is the onboarding fees for a brand, depending on the requirements and services which they need, and how aggressive they are looking forward for expansion through franchising, how aggressive they are looking forward for opening franchisees. We offer them the proposal. Now, in this, why there is a 20% in each case, here you have to bring a reference. Once you are passing on that reference to us, we will explore. We will see what is the best way we can work with them, whether it's a franchisable business or not. We'll come on the call, joint call, we'll understand. And after that, if at all we feel this is a franchisable business and we can have a relationship and association, we onboard a brand. And then all the proposals, presentations, following up, payments, everything will be done by our side. You will be only part of that mail, you will be part of the discussion, but your contribution is only to share that lead with us, that inquiry or reference with us. Now here, when we brand on board, when we do this, and we have 7.5 lakh, which is the base amount, which is the minimum amount we charge, you get 20% of that onboarding fees, which is coming to you. Here, when we do the servicing part to the brand and we start selling, go to the market, when you sell brand franchisee, same brand to any investor, you again get 40% of the success fees as a success fees from the selling a franchise for the same brand. Wherein we take 20% onboarding, and then once you drive, you sell any franchisee, and brand also will pay you 40% will go to you, and we have a success fees from the brand, which is as low as 1 lakh, and it goes to 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, and up to 50 lakh also, because there are some small opportunities, very low cost opportunities, around 8-10 lakh rupees, we charge the minimum 1 lakh. So minimum 1 lakh, we don't work like with less than 1 lakh rupee as a success fees. So if I can throw an example for you to have a complete understanding on this, you work, when you start work, we give you leads from investor database, you get all the leads. Suppose you are having 10 investors on board from your side. So onboarding fees is as low as 25,000 rupees each investor. And this also goes to increase because the investment can be higher. If investor has got only up to 20 lakh, we charge them 25,000 rupees as acquisition fee or registration fees. And then we start servicing. When we start servicing the same client, they have to pay us minimum 50,000 rupees as investor servicing fees. Would mean when you bring in franchisee for the same investor and the deal is done, they have to pay us a servicing fees that will be 50,000 minimum. So then we have got brackets, like we have investor having investment 20 to 50 lakh, 50 lakh to 1 crore, 1 crore to 2 crore, and 2 crore and above also we have a lot of opportunities. Then we have a different investor registration fees. It will change as the investor changes, and then accordingly service fees would be also going to increase. But as low as 25,000 rupees as investor acquisition fee and 50,000 rupees is as investor servicing fee. This is the minimum which I am talking about. So sorry. So let's assume that you have 10 investors registered with you in a particular month. You can do as per your choice. You can do more, you can do less as per your involvement. We help, we support, and we completely mentor. And we will come on the joint call. We will also help you to get this investor acquisition on board when investors coming on board, and then we start servicing. And we also all help that investor to get the right franchise, because we invite him to the show, wherein we bring all the brands, we do complete meeting with those brands. So wherever he feels that he is okay, he is ready, brand will also support us to close that investor for a franchise. So let's assume you take 10 investors on board in a month. So you get 25,000 into 10, that becomes 2.5 lakh. GST is separate. So you get 40% of 2.5 lakh, which Franchise India is getting. And later on, you start servicing those investors, and Anyone who is getting close, getting a franchise, has to pay us 50,000 each. So all these investors, 10 whom you have onboarded, will have to pay 50,000 each to you because they have already registered with you. There's a form which we fill, and then legally also they have to pay us 50,000 rupees minimum. If it goes to up to 20 lakh opportunity. If they are looking for a 50 lakh rupees later on, then they have to pay us more, a lakh of rupees. But let's talk about only bottom, which is 50,000 each. So all 10 will pay 50,000 each, which becomes 50 into 10, 5 lakh. So your share will be 40% of 5 lakh, which is again 2 lakh rupees will go to you. Now, third part, which is BS, brand servicing fee. So brands which your investor have got into, and those brands will also pay us a success fees. As I said, there are different success fees for brand wise. Let's assume it's a average out, it's a 2 lakh rupees each brand will pay us as success fees. Let's assume that opportunity is low and we have got 2 lakh rupees each brand. Though we have got different criteria, we can have also 15 lakh, 20 lakh also. But let's assume it is 2 lakh rupees each brand, all these 10 brands whom franchisee you have given to all these 10 investors. So it becomes 2 lakh into 10, it becomes 20 lakh again. That becomes the revenue from your side to Franchise India. And your share becomes 40% of this 2 lakh, 20 lakh rupees, which is 8 lakh. So it's a multiple times you get a revenue from the same investor who you have already on board with you. And when you hit 15 lakh rupees revenue, like for example, in the first month, you are doing one big brand on board, which we have cost him 15 lakh rupees onboarding fees. This 15 lakh rupees would be considered as your revenue. And then you are straight away go to elite member. It can be 1 month, it can be 2 months, it can be 3 months. Whenever it is happening, you go to straight to elite membership, wherein you get 50% your share. So all these products, instead of 40, then you get 50% on this. And BD, you do anytime, there is no target and there is no barrier. So there is no territory restriction also. You can get references from anywhere in India, anywhere outside India. So we will work with them and you get 20% on the upfront fees, which also we get on board. And as for the lead is concerned, so leads also going up. So 50 leads minimum. And when you start working, we build your portfolio, give you 2 brands, 3 brands to work as per your portfolio and your choice. And once you start working on these brands, we will give you leads which are brand-centric leads separately. So there is no restriction on the leads. Whatever leads you want, whichever location you want, we will give you complete marketing and lead generation support, and we'll have brand-centric also leads, quality leads, which are looking forward for that same brand, which you have opted for, whichever location you want. It will be location-wise, it will be brand-wise leads also, we can give it to you. And this will be separately done every month. And accordingly, your CRM ID, which at entry point is 1 CRM ID, that means you join as an individual. Later on, once you change your portfolio, you go to Elite, you go to Pro and Master, your CRM ID also will go up 1 + 1 + 1 likewise, so that your team member, your family member can also join, would get you more brands, more leads, and more revenue also attached to it. So once you hit Master, you get 70, we get 30%, and we still continue giving you all the support, same what we were giving you at the entry point. Rather, you have now 3 members also. You can create a firm, you can have an office. What is your investment? Only your office investment. Suppose you do a 10 lakh rupees revenue, your straight away 7 lakh goes to you without any investment on events, training, leads, brands. All this is from our side. Only is your office cost, say 3 lakh rupees goes here and there. So you still manage to have a lot of money in your, but there is no restriction of 10 lakh rupees. There is no restriction of 2 lakh rupees earning. Earning potential is huge. And if we talk about, we have someone who have, if we talk about last year financial year, we have the topper who have done 1 crore and 11 lakh rupees in a year. But now he is our 60% partner already. He's been there for 3 years and he's our already 60% partner. So he is getting 60%. He got last year of 1 crore and 11 lakh rupees overall revenue what he has done. But we don't give it as a yearly base, it is monthly base. So we have a proper structure. We do monthly business. So do the closing also every month. Whatever business we do in a month, in the next month, first week, you will get the payout also immediate basis. And all the KYC will be done, your bank details, your all account will be open, and we'll be having with our finance team. So all this will be done in the first week as per your structure, as per your earning, what you have done. That's a payout, what is going to be done. But how you can become our partner? There, as I said earlier, we are talking about the selection. That's one part. Second is very, very nominal and very low cost opportunity as a license fees, which is 4.5 plus GST, though we have already increased. But this month, from 1st October, we have already increased at 6 lakh plus GST. But this month being Diwali month, we decided to continue with our old fee structure, which is 4.5 lakh plus GST. This is the only investment for next 3 years. Next 3 years, we all invest for you, and your agreement would be 3 years. And after that, we have a renewal process. The renewal process can be also discussed. If you are already growing, we can have any kind of arrangement further for the renewal. But we renew only if there is any need to renew, because if you are growing, we are 100% there to renew it. If you are not attended, if you are not grown, if you are not giving time, you are not involved, then there is no point we can do the renewal part. That's why agreement is for 3 years, wherein we will check. And if we have a lot of partners who join us and asking a exclusive territory, but we don't do that way. We will appoint only IFC as an individual, and 3 to 6 months, we also analyze that what is the growth, how you involved you are, what is your pay structure, what's your investment, and what you have got in returns. Based on that, we will also talk about an exclusive a firm model for your entire region. But as I said, we have already 97 cities network. Very few cities we are looking forward, and cities like metros, this is a humongous opportunity which we already have, because franchising is growing, or brands are looking forward, more brands are coming, more brands are looking forward for expansions and looking forward to grow in tier 2, tier 3 cities also. That's why there are some cities in tier 2, tier 3 also, where we are looking forward for a partner to be who can locally have his own investment in terms of your time, and work with all those local investors and grow there as a brand franchise India. So we will do all the promotions in that city to make sure that you are representing Franchise India, and you become Franchise India partner, and you become the brand Franchise India. So, but we have to have a one-on-one discussion, one-on-one meeting with you. So our team will approach you and have a one-on-one discussion and understand your requirement. If at all, if we feel that we are on the same page, and we can take the discussion forward. So till then, I think in the interest of time, we have consumed today a little more time, but we wanted to give you some understanding on the presentation, what is there for you. But we will have one-on-one meeting with you for sure to give you more understanding on this, to have more questions from your side. And in that case, our regional heads would be reaching out to you after the webinar and fixing up an appointment with you. Till then, thank you very much. Since you have given us a lot of time today, we appreciate your time, and a word of thanks for all the regional heads, all the Franchise India team from our side. We will look forward to have a one-on-one meeting. So word of thanks from all the regional heads as well. Starting from Shakti.
Hi, very good evening. Very, very happy to connect with all of you. So me and Kapil will directly get in touch with you and take the discussion forward. All the very best.
Great. So Varsha can also.
Hello everyone. I'll be looking forward to connect with you all for Rashtra IFC partner expansion. Let's reach out and get together as a team.
Great. Great. One by one, Tasneem, you can go.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'll be glad to connect with all of you and set appointments with my management team so that we can take the discussion forward. Thank you once again.
Absolutely. Rajveer.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for attending this beautiful webinar. We'll contact you tomorrow and we'll discuss further discussions. Thank you so much. Please take care, stay safe with your family.
Abmanyu?
Hi, everybody, and thank you for attending this webinar. I hope it was very informative for you, and we will definitely be connecting with you ASAP.
Great. Rupesh?
Yeah, good evening, everyone, and we look forward to get connected in Mumbai, and soon we'll be on board. Thank you.
Absolutely. Kapil, you can also go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I hope it is a great webinar. We are looking forward to get connected with Tamil Nadu and Kerala team.
Great. So thank you very much for being patient with us, and we